The first thing you see, it had a smokestack. We were told that this is not working. I don't know. It was supposed to be a better concentration camp. We were told to take everything off. Leave everything. I remember the women to one side being examined for gold, for jewels, I don't know. I remember guards leaving. I was 10 years old. I was a little kid. I was flat like a board. And my mother said to me, I also remember seeing Hungarian women with their head shaved, with numbers on their arm, in uniforms. This was already, they didn't have enough. They told us that we're gonna take showers. We each got a piece of soap, and they said to take a shower and then go and pick clothes, because the clothes that you saw here in Auschwitz, you saw the shoes, there were shoes there too. Not as many, but a lot of shoes. You saw suitcases? In Stutthof concentration camp, there were a lot of suitcases, eyeglasses. And my mother said to me, whatever I do, do not utter a word. Don't say anything. We went into the showers, and we were lucky. The showers gave water. And they told us after the showers to find clothes. And I remember my mother found this, so when I saw shoes with a little heel, it gave me a real jolt. She picked a pair of shoes with a heel, a skirt, I don't remember what color, but I remember a brown jacket, and some unmentionables. And she said to me again, sei still, means be quiet. And I don't know what she stuffed me with, and made me turn around, and she says, that's all right. And when we went to register, she gave me a thing like this, I shouldn't say a word again, and she told them that I am 12 years old. You have to understand, a 12-year-old can be arbeitsfähig, means a 12-year-old can work. And I was about the size tall that I am now, and the little heel gave me a little bit. And my construction over here made me look really that I am a grown-up, that I'm not a 10-year-old. Because you have to understand, in the back of her mind, she saw that children are being taken away. And we went into the concentration camp. And if the life, even in the labor camp, was a little bit better. A concentration camp, you saw those bunks? They were one on top of each other. Locked up at night, sanitation was a pail, and you lived. And one day, my mother says to me, there is something on your neck. I had red blotches on my neck. And she diagnosed me as scarlet fever. And there was an infirmary, in every concentration camp had an infirmary, in case a worker got hurt. And I was lucky, and too bad I didn't take the name of a nurse that was there. She wrapped my neck, miracle. She wrapped my neck with, I don't remember, gauze or a scarf. And what was the miracle was, when the Nazi doctors on rounds to see what's happening never saw me, I was taken from one bed to another. With my mother's help and without a nurse. If she would have been caught, she would have been shot. But there was somebody to help somebody else. And I got better. Without enough food, without enough medicine, I don't know. I'm always asked, do you believe in God? I believe in God. I believe that somebody higher was watching over me. I believe in miracles. And I got better. And I suppose my mother kept on always listening. Maybe, you see, we saw a smokestack. It looked like a real crematorium. And you heard somehow people heard about Auschwitz. Auschwitz, that name was like sinister. Maybe the ovens would start working again. So when they needed women to dig trenches, and she was the nurse, so we lined up, she pulled me, and we were the first one in line to go out, to leave the concentration camp, because in case things will be terrible again in the concentration camp. A couple of hundred women were taken from Stutthof. We were taken to 3 small labor camps. And you won't believe it, I was a terrific trench digger. To this day, I don't know how. We were taken not far from the front, Turnsen, Mertzen, and Lubitsch. 3 camps. Women digging trenches. Slept on straw, on tents, because we had to be mobile. One part was finished, we went to the other part. I don't know how. I can't tell you. And the ironic part is, I was a fantastic trench digger. I used to make a double portion of rations. Soup and a piece of bread. And again, there was one young lady she lost everybody. I still have my mother. And she told me after the war, I didn't remember, that I used to share my rations with her, and that my mother saved her life because her ear was started to ooze. So she was her equilibrium, and as soon as they saw that you are not capable, you were taken away. So my mother used to meet her in the middle of the night and try and did heal her ear. Don't know. Somebody was watching us. And when we finished the 3rd camp, it was already January 1945. The Allies were coming closer, and we were told we have to march. And that was called the Death March. And that's when my mother told my kids, I told her not to, and I regret, I hope she forgives me, that she used to put my shoes in her bosom and didn't hug me, just pushed me on. I shouldn't fall. The Death March, if you fell, you remained where you are. I don't remember how many days we marched, rested and marched and rested and marched for days, till we came one day to an opening, and we saw a building. To me, it looked like a castle. It wasn't a castle, it was abandoned barracks. And we were told that we can sleep in over the night in a warm place. Can you imagine the joy in a warm place to sleep? We slept over. The next day, that was already the end of January. The next day, quiet, not a soldier, not a guard. We opened the door, and we saw a man on a horse. And I could guarantee you it was a white horse. Maybe it was gray, I don't know. It was a horse. And he said that he is, maybe he wasn't Jewish, but he said, I am a Jewish captain from the Russian army, and you are free. You can't imagine